Patricia. It's your sister Dale from the other side of the country with a new video. Last night I was watching on YouTube Natasha from Treasure Books. She had a tag holder folder. I'm not sure how she exactly called it, but I'm going to make a folder which holds tags. Now I've already made one piece to go in a signature, and it has these little pockets at all the edges. Yep. Now I'm making it out of a double page from the Knack magazine, which I pulled apart, very boring magazines. 2 single pieces, and I'm going to put them in there, and I'm going to stitch along the top, along the bottom, and through the middle. Let's do one. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to do a straight stitch, lining up my papers very nicely on this, and away we go. It sounds very boring, but I quite like the sound of a sewing machine, just like you do, sister. Perhaps it reminds me of when I was a little kid and used to watch Mum sew, making clothes for us, which I always hated the clothes she made. Particularly because they were identical to yours. So she made us look like twins even though we weren't. I wasn't real happy about that. Never mind. So I thought I'd go ahead and just do the 2 edges, and now I need to mark the centre. So page is just over 27 centimetres, so I'm just going 13 and a bit over a half. Make a few little marks so I can follow on the machine, and you know, just keep it looking nice. So 13 and a bit over a half. Pleased to note that I'm using centimetres, sister, and not imperial. Having going through high school in the middle of the changeover from imperial to metric meant I didn't get either properly, so it was difficult for me. So I'm a bit of both. Okay, let's finish this one off. I'm back. I went ahead and finished this one off, stitching top and bottom and middle, and I've got 3 others, so I've got 4, and I think they make quite a good signature as they are. So I'll need to go ahead and find a cover for this and stitch them into place, which will be such fun. So I watched Natasha from Treasure Books, and she was actually making these little ephemera folders made out of 1 sheet of paper. It was a very cute little video I watched, and these are for putting your tags in, or bits of memorabilia and ephemera. And so she had a folder like this, but absolutely jam-packed and beautifully decorated as well. And she was pulling out her tags out of there and putting them into here and showing how you could use these in your journal. So you'd stick this in your journal, you'd stick down here and along here and put it in your journal, so that's a journal page, and then you put your tags in here, you know, slotting them in so that they're there, and you can even put one behind. I thought they were really cute, just from 1 page out of some old book magazine that fell to bits. So she didn't have instructions for making this folder, but it's pretty straightforward, and I'm sure she's got a video on her page anyway. So yeah, thanks for watching. I will get on and see if I can find a cover. Okay, I found a folder. It's just an old commercial folder that I received something in at some point, and it's a lovely thick card. It's got a pocket in the back there, and it will do very nicely for my tag folder holder. So I've lined up some holes in this, measure them up for the stitching. I don't know if you can see that. 1, 2, 3, 4 holes there, and they are lined up with these. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I've got some thread, roughly 3 times the length of the back of the signature, and I shall thread it up and get back to you. Okay, so I've got my thread. I'm going to go into the third hole from the bottom and then through the cover third hole, coming out there, and then I shall go, whoops, oh dear, no, all good, in through here and then through the back of the signatures, the third hole, not the third hole, second hole up from the bottom. Okay, so we're just sort of stitching it together really, and then out through the bottom one, a little bit fiddly there. Don't know if you can see, I hope you can see all right. And then coming up here and going back into that hole, making sure we don't split the thread that's going the other way. If we can. It's a little bit tricky. Make sure we don't lose that tail too. Okay, it's looking good. And now we're going to go in through this one. You have to do a little bit of juggling, a little bit of fiddling to get through. There we go. And then we're going to come in the top one. Through there. Whew. And we're that close. Okay. I'll be back in a second and we'll finish it off. Okay, so I've made sure that it's nice and tight, not too tight, the strings, because you don't want the paper to tear, but you don't want it to be sloppy. So keeping it relatively tight, I'm going to go in behind that string there, and that will give us some purchase for tying a lovely little knot. So I'm going to tie a knot, and that will be our signature done. Another one of those, and maybe a third one, and then I'll do a little bow. Who doesn't love a little bow? Trim off the ends, and there's our strings down the back there, and there it is. They're in. Look, doesn't fall out. Fantastic. And now the fun part of the decorating. Yay! Okay, catch you another time. Bye!